Welcome back, listeners. My name is Larry Kalvig, founder and CEO of the Haven Financial Group. And if you're just tuning in, you are listening to the Haven Financial Group radio show, where weekly we discuss crucial retirement and financial topics that can make the difference between surviving retirement and thriving through it. So if you're looking for information about key retirement topics, all those puzzle pieces that we talk about weekly, again, give us a call at 612-504-8400 or havenfinancialgroup.com. Kim, we had some classes this week. You know, we're big into education, and they were almost full again. So people are seeking education. And by the way, I mentioned in previous shows that it is our 10-year anniversary. We have a new education center inside our office. We're really big into the education because how many listeners do you remember all the classes that taught you growing up how to make all the perfect retirement decisions? When I ask that question, usually the answer is no. So how do you learn? These classes can be very, very, very helpful.
Oh, yeah, absolutely terrific. I say this and I'm saying it again. Congratulations on 10 years. It's really terrific.
Thank you, Kim.
That is a wonderful thing. And I love the new center right there in the offices. And I know that you already have a few classes planned for that center.
Yeah, yes. Middle of September will be our first one. First one. We have the local police department coming in for senior fraud and fraud prevention, certain things. It'll be a lunch and learn. And we'll have many of those. You know, probably Glenn will have some Medicare, some healthcare classes. We'll still do a community education classes, but again, we'll have some impromptu how to read your financial statements. There's a variety of ideas our clients have brought. This is what we want to hear about. Sure. And that's what we're going to bring to them. And that's for existing clients, but that's for the public as well, because again, it starts with education. It's how we learn.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's very exciting. And of course, we'll keep people updated on all of those. And you can go to havenfinancialgroup.com. Today, we're talking about the things you don't want to forget when you're putting together that retirement portfolio. We've talked about healthcare. We've talked about income stream if you don't have a pension. But we want to talk about something that I think is really important, and that's maintaining and rebuilding an emergency fund. You know, when your kids go out on their own, you talk to them about the idea that you need to tuck money away so that maybe if for some reason you would lose your job or something would come up and you would need more cash some month, you know, that you have it there. That includes in retirement, because life continues to happen, not just when our lives are younger and fuller, but it happens when we're retired as well.
Yes, liquidity. Having enough liquidity. You called it the emergency fund. Call it whatever you want to. Easy access to cash. Mm-hmm. And I've said it many times. What I found and what we found as an investment as a team is folks we sit down with that are close to retirement or in retirement, a high percentage do not have enough liquidity. And that's problematic. It certainly is, because good times and bad times, you need options. So I mentioned a benchmark we use that we like to see for middle 60s couple, if you will, that's retired, or anybody in retirement, really. We like to see 50 to 100 grand liquid. Now, you might be listening and go, oh my goodness, why so much? Because there's always something. The air conditioner goes out, the grandkids have birthday parties, the stock market is down, you don't want to draw from those accounts. You need options. And how do you replenish that emergency account when it does get tapped into? Because guess what? It's going to be tapped into, because there's always something that happens in life. Those things come up, the unexpected expenses that, oh my goodness, I wasn't planning on this. I get it. I wasn't planning on this either. So you now tap into it, but now it needs to be replenished. And we're very cognitive of this at Haven as we work with our clients. Our clients let us know when that fund is getting lower, and then we're going to look in how do we build it back up so we'd have that amount that we're looking for. Mm-hmm. One certain way is an investment income reallocation. It sounds a little complicated. It can be a little complicated. It's usually done with mutual funds, exchange traded funds, ETFs, REITs, some other alternative investment type of things. You have to be careful here. Because a lot of these, you're going to get into tax ramifications. You can get into some unnecessary risks that you may not want to get in. But We're all about exploring all the options. I'm just a little cautious on this for retirees because I remember in 2008, I had folks I was sitting down with that had REITs, real estate investment trust. Nothing wrong with them.
Yeah.
It's an alternative illiquid investment. And I said illiquid. Well, guess what? The real estate market went south. They needed their money, which was IRA money, and the real estate, they couldn't get their money. So that didn't do them any good.
Right.
Now, they weren't planning on that happen, but you have to be careful with those types of investments. One thing that comes up, though, is a good way to replenish is utilizing windfalls, unexpected monies that come in, such as tax refunds. I can see why you'd maybe expect it, though, if you've been paying in, but a lot of people don't. So tax refunds, inheritances. I had a wonderful couple from Lakeville in last week. They just came into an inheritance. By the way, that meeting is a lot more fun than the couple from Elko Newmarket that actually they came in because he needs heart surgery. Again, we didn't expect these things.
Right.
Maybe you get bonuses. Why not use that to pump up that cash fund again? Maybe that's a good way to replenish it. Taxes are always part of this conversation. Lance, our CPA in-house, again, I'm hearing all the time, we don't even see our tax person. Why not? Okay, tax planning becomes that much more important as you get closer to retirement, in retirement, and most people, they're not getting the attention they deserve.
Right. Do you suggest people try to negotiate expenses?
Most people don't.
Right.
And they kind of think, well, that's kind of weird. It's not weird. I would say my wife's pretty good at it. She'll call the cell phone company, utilities or insurance companies. We shop out the insurance. Why not? Yeah, it might require some time, but it can be successful more times than you think, except most people just aren't doing it. But if you have the time, why not do it? Also, another thing would be budgeting. I know we don't like to talk about budgeting and looking at those expenses. I get it. I don't either. But maybe there's some things you could cut out so you wouldn't be tapping into that emergency so much. One that I get often is, well, can I work in retirement? Well, I hope it's because you want to work or have some purpose rather than you financially have to work. There's certainly a difference, and maybe part-time work or freelancing, maybe that can get a little extra cash that can help the retirement budget a little bit. I see that often. Frequently, I've seen a lot of retirees do some consulting. They got called back to work. Hey, do you want to consult? That's an option. Extra money. And extra money. So there's certain things that you can do. Hopefully you don't have to, but because unexpected expenses and unexpected events happen, it's going to happen eventually.
Sure, absolutely. I think the most important on our list here is that last one, seek financial advice. And that is something that you guys at Haven give, is financial advice. Because maybe, what's good for one person, budgeting might be good enough for one person, but maybe somebody else needs to reallocate some of their investments.
It's not one glove fits all. We're all dealt different circumstances. We have different assets, different types of monies, small, medium, or large. If you're listening, this is for you. Sometimes people think, oh, again, this is only for rich people. That is not the case. Whatever your circumstance, whatever it is, while retirement is a time to live off your savings, it's still important to save and live within your means. I'm not saying don't have fun, don't travel, but we're going to budget that into your plan, and hopefully you're doing that. And then what we talked about in this segment is an emergency fund is crucial because people end up drawing from the wrong place, the wrong time, taxed inefficiently. Again, you worked hard for those dollars. Don't just give it away because you don't know any better. So having a clear plan on how to replenish is so critical. And this even goes into what we're not really talking about is estate planning. For those that put together revocable trusts, and if you haven't done an estate plan, it's another thing that needs to get done. Sometimes a revocable trust is part of kind of the investment package. People have IRA monies, Roth IRA monies, and then maybe a non-qualified brokerage, which would be in a trust name in a lot of cases. And they're interconnected. So when the IRA, when the trust, which is the liquid monies, gets low, then we're able to pass through money from the IRA money to the trust. So there's a method to this madness, but if it sounds confusing, come on in and have a discussion. Come on and visit with us. What's right for you isn't right for the other person that's listening. It's not one glove fits all by any means. It's really should be unique to your situation.
612-504-8400. That's how you make the appointment. Just give maybe this next week, give them a call and tell them that you heard Larry on the radio and that you'd like to come in, sit down and make an appointment to chat about any of the subjects that you've heard this morning or any other that you might have questions about related to retirement. When we come back, family finances and wealth protection, generational wealth. They say it just doesn't happen. It happens because of planning. So let's talk about how maybe you could be the beginning of the planning when it comes to generational wealth. This is the Haven Financial Group Radio Show.